Thought I'd make a quick video for you on the 4th of July. I was remembering today that my mom, we moved to a new town, and my mom got remarried to a guy, like a real hard-working guy, and a great example of a worker and an individual, and anyways, and he wanted to move, to a different town or something, so our whole family moved, and we go to a new house, like out in the country, and it was a beautiful home, and on an acre, I think it was. I might even have a picture of that somewhere. Anyways, so, it's like summertime. It's in between, like, 7th and 8th grade. And this is out in the country. These are all country kids. I mean, we used to live in the city, more in the city. Inside of the city. Like, we'd walk to school and stuff like that. This was so far from the school, like 7 miles from the school, right? So, and my mom, like, Mom, can we go out and play, with the kids on the block? And she's like, yeah, sure. You gotta be in by 9 or something like that. So we'd run up and down with the kids, and they were a little bit more radical than the kids that I had been accustomed to. I mean, these kids were mostly into like smoking and drinking, and they'd go down to this certain place and smoke and drink. Well, that's not something that we really did in town. I mean, there were some kids that did it, but it just wasn't one of our main activities. All right. So, anyways. The parents, like every Wednesday or Saturday or something like that, they all had a card game, right? This is Wisconsin, so they play poker for 5, 10, and 15 cents, and they all get together, and then wherever the parents would go, then all the kids would go to where the parents were not, of course, and get in trouble, basically. So all the parents went to the card game. And we all went to somebody's house. I won't mention who. And and then so, like, this is all I remember, man. No, so we go to this house, and one of the people said, "Have you ever had moonshine?" And the only time I've ever heard of it is, like, on the Beverly Hillbillies, if you've ever seen that old show, and Granny had, like, sipping whiskey, right? And that shit was, like, gnarly, right? You couldn't gulp on that, man. You had to, I was, like, 12 or something like that. I don't know nothing about whiskey. I might have had a beer and, passed out or something. That's my dog choking on whiskey. No. She gets like that. So anyways, I go to this little thing, and and they go, "Have you ever had the moonshine?" I'm like, "No." And you only can sip a little bit. I'm like, "Yeah, right, I know. I saw the show. Granny's sipping whiskey. It's like medicine and stuff like that." So they poured a little bit in the bottom of a glass. You've heard the stories like this before. I was a kid, and like just a little bit in the bottom of a coffee cup, and I just went gulp. It was like drinking fire. That's all I remember. Yep, that's all I remember. And the next day, I don't remember nothing after that particular drinking the fire incident, particularly. And then the next day, we hear, my room is in the basement, and so we hear this knock on the door, boom, boom, boom. And there's a lady, we lived in the neighborhood, I don't know, 2 weeks. And this lady knocks on the door, and I could hear them talking, right above my bedroom, at the front door. And my mom goes, "Rick, get up here right now." I'm like, "What the heck?" I was just, dazed, man, like a truck ran over me. So I went up there, and I was like, "What?" And what's the matter? And one of the girls that had been there that evening was there. She is quite a bit old, a couple of years older, not quite a bit, a couple of years older. I was, she probably was 15 or 14, and I was 12 or something like that. And the lady said to my mother, "Your son got my daughter pregnant." And my mom was like, she looked at me, she goes, "Oh my God, we've only been in this neighborhood like for 2 weeks, and already you got a girl pregnant. I'm like, Mom, I did not. You know, because I didn't remember anything of the sort, seriously. And I think that girl might have had some moonshine herself, to be honest with you, because nope, she was never pregnant. But just to show you what can happen, right? You got to be careful with that crap. So if you're going to do some of that sipping whiskey, make sure you're just sipping it, okay? I don't drink, but I mean, maybe that's why.